All right, so we're going to keep reviewing for the check-in. And as I said, we got these 5 basic standards. We've worked with the percentages 2 days ago. Yesterday, it was the dividing with fractions. Today, we're going to work on the operations with decimals. So operations meaning adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing. Or in some of these cases, a combination of more than one of them. So you sometimes see problems like this. Josh has $10. He wants to buy 3 bags of chips, 3 cookies, and 2 sodas. If the chips cost 75 cents, cookies cost 50 cents, and soda costs $1.25, how much change will he receive? There are a few ways you could do this. You can start with his $10, and you could subtract every single item that he bought. Or we could get the total of the things he bought and then subtract that. I'm going to do it that way. All right, so for the chips, he bought 3 bags of chips. They were 75 cents. So we're going to do 0.75 times 3. And when you multiply the decimals, remember, you count how many digits are to the right of the decimal in the problem, and that's how many digits you have to the right for your answer. So I got 1, 2 digits to the right in the problem. I got to have 2 digits to the right in my answer. So he spent $2.25 on chips. Cookies, we got 50 cents for each cookie, 3 cookies. Same idea, 2 digits to the right. Answer's got to have 2 digits to the right. Money's actually pretty easy. You're always going to have 2 digits to the right if you got your decimals with money. Then soda, $1.25 for each. Bought 2 of them. $2.50 on the soda. Okay? So that's what he spent on each item. To get the total amount that he spent, we just take all of them and add them up. That's not a 1. And when you add or subtract, you got to line up your decimal points, and the decimal just comes straight down. So adding and subtracting is where you line them up. Multiplying, you count the digits. So he spent $6.25. Well, to figure out change is the money you had minus the money you spent. So we take the $10, and even though it was a whole number in the problem, we got to put the decimal on it because we got a decimal that we're subtracting from it. And again, we're lining up our decimals. And there's our answer. Change would be $3.75. All right. Any questions on that? I said there's other ways you could do that. You could subtract each individual item. You could add up all the items individually and then subtract it. Multiple methods, but either way, you're going to eventually have to put together or combine things and subtract it from the $10. School fare charges $10 for admission plus 75 cents per game played. How much would it cost for someone to attend the fair and play 12 games? Well, again, we got a little bit, a couple things we need to do. Where you see something like per, that usually means you're going to multiply. So it says per game, that means we multiply by the number of games. So how many games are they playing? 12. So we would do the 75 cents times 12. And again, it's multiplying, so after we do our adding, when we've multiplied it, we move the decimal in. So they spend $9 on games. So how much did it cost this person to attend the fair? $19. It was $10 to get in, plus however much you spent on the game. So you would have one more step of doing the 10 plus the 9. This one worked out. There was a whole number there, right? If that were a decimal, we'd have to make sure to put decimals on the 10 so everything lines up to add them together, though. Okay? Not so bad, right? You see sometimes problems like this. They like fairs where you have to buy tickets for things. You also sometimes see these with phone plans where you have to pay like a certain amount and then it's like a per minute kind of thing or per text, different things like that. Pears cost $1.49 per pound. How much would it cost to purchase 2.5 pounds of pears? Buying things by weight at the grocery store is another thing that you will see frequently. So what type of math are we doing? Multiplication. We can tell because it's $1.49 per pound, right? Go ahead and give it a try. So the pears are $1.49 per pound. As we said, we're going to multiply. We bought 2.5 pounds. You notice I didn't line up my decimals. I didn't add any extra digits or anything. We don't need to line up digits for multiplication. So we multiply. And once we've multiplied, we add them all together. I didn't pick the best numbers for this problem because now when we count our digits, we got 1, 2, 3 digits to the right. So my answer has to have 3 digits to the right. So that doesn't work out exactly to a money number. But generally they would have better answer choices or put a little more thought into their numbers, I guess. So if you had a problem like this, the answer choice would probably be $3.73 because that would round it up. Any questions on that? Usually they'll make it look a little more money. Like I probably should have taken a second to actually get the answer.